This video explains how to access the elements of a list by their index using the Python programming language. So without too much talk, let's dive into the Python code. As a first step for this video, we need to create an example list, as you can see in the first line of code. So after running this line of code, a new list object called myList is created, and we can print this list below the code box using the print function, and then you can see that our list contains 5 different list elements. Now let's assume that we want to return a single item of this list based on its index. Then we can apply square brackets, as you can see in the next line of code. And within the square brackets, we need to specify the index position of which we want to extract the value. So in this example, I'm showing you how to extract the value in our list object myList at the second index position. And then I'm using the print function once again to print the output below the code box. So after running this line of code, you can see that the value C is returned. And as you can see in the previous output, the value C is appearing at the second index position of our list. Please note that Python starts counting from 0, so for that reason the third list element C is at the second index position. So in this first example, I have explained how to return a single item of a list by its index. However, it's also possible to return multiple items by their index positions, and this is what I will show you in the next example, starting in the third code box. And for this, we first need to import the itemgetter function from the operator module, as you can see in this line of code. And then in the next line of code, I'm using the itemgetter function. And within this function, I'm specifying which index positions I want to return from my list. So after running this line of code, you can see that 2 values are returned. So in this case, the character strings C and B. And these 2 characters are actually corresponding to the index positions 2 and 4. So as you might already have noticed, it might be difficult to find the correct index position that corresponds to a certain value in a list. And for that reason, I want to show you a little trick how you can print the values in a list side by side with the index positions. And we can do that using the pandas library, as you can see in the next part of the code. So first we need to import the pandas library, and then in the next step we can use the DataFrame constructor to create a pandas data frame. And in this data frame I'm creating a new column which I'm calling value, and this value column will contain the list values in our example list. And then I'm creating a second column that I'm calling index. And this index column should range from 0 to the length of our list object. So after running these lines of code, a new data frame object called dfList is created. And we can print this data frame below the code box using the print function. And then you can see that we have created a pandas data frame which shows the values of our list side by side with the corresponding index positions. That's all I wanted to explain in this video. In case you want to learn more on this topic, you may check out my homepage statisticsglobe.com, because on my homepage I have recently published a tutorial in which I'm explaining the content of this video in some more detail. I will put a link to this tutorial into the description of the video so you can find it there. If you have liked this video or if you have any questions, let me know in the comments section below. I'll try to respond to all comments as soon as I can. Furthermore, make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel to get notified about future video releases. I have already published about 500 videos on this channel, and I'm releasing new videos on a daily basis. Thanks a lot for watching. See you in the next video.